I once held her in my arms. She said she would always stay, but I was cruel and I treated her like a fool. I threw it all away. Once I held mountains in the palm of my hand, rivers that run through every day. I must have been mad, I never knew what I had until I threw it all away. Love is all there is, and it makes the world go round. Love and only love can't be denied. No matter what you think about it, you won't be able to do without it. Take a tip from one who's tried. Find someone that gives you all of her love. Take it to your heart and don't let it stray. One thing for certain, you will surely be a hurtin' if you throw it all away. If you throw it all away. Okay, the great Bob Dylan from 40 years ago. Hi, welcome to show 68. 68. Amazing. This is a show mostly devoted to my tunes, some of which have been unjustly mistreated in the past, and I aim to fix all that. Let's see if we can do this one. Go on and have a great time. Leave your worries behind. Summer is what you make it. Take all that you'll find. No one cares what I do here now that you've gone away. I need my friends to cheer me now that I miss you. And when we meet again tomorrow will become today. Till then, be sure and write to little old you know. Tell me what's new and by the way, I miss you. Success. was not much of an offer. Sounded like a deal. Get the opinions of the experts, and that means shut up. But when the press come around with their questions, are you gonna come around or what? It's all over but the shouting. If there was a crowd, they'd want an encore. Put the chairs on the tables, we're out the door. In a state of grace, the sky's the limit, and you name your ship the Limitless. It takes off like a rocket with you in it. Nothing succeeds like success. It's all over but the shouting. If there was a crowd, you know they'd want an encore. Put the chairs on the tables, we're out the door. We're out the door, we're out the door. There's the door over there. I'd like to dedicate that one to Rose Lucas, who sang harmony on the album. Gosh, it must be 12 years ago by now. Thank you, Rose. Almost. It was something that almost happened, a souvenir I had to leave behind. I'd have known I was right if we'd seen the light. But we were in the dark, flying blind. It was something that almost happened. It was never about to work out that way. The hopes were pinned like stars all over that bar, and no one came along to save the day. Almost isn't good enough, so they say, but almost is about the size of it. Anyway, it was something that almost happened, but we got lost in translation. Well, if you've got somewhere to be, don't look at me. I'd never keep you from your destination. It was something I'm here with my Ray Beats Bush Tetras poster again. Brought it last week, and it was so nice that I had to bring it again. Also, I didn't have to take it out of my guitar case. I just left it right in there, and here it is a week later. And now, next week, I have surprise, musical surprise for you. So I can't tell you anything except that. But it's a good one. So tune in next week. Now this one is outstanding. This show has been outstanding, or is outstanding. I don't know which part of the show I'm putting this speech in. This show is outstanding because I'm redoing some of the ones that I wrote. Let's just say that I approach it in a and now I walk away from it. I approach it in a way that's totally different than the way I do when I'm interpreting somebody's song. Isn't that something? And all the time I'm saying to myself, sing it so that somebody else would want to do it. Nobody cares how deeply you feel about the words. Why, do you know that I've done almost 190 songs in the last 67 shows? That's a lot of stuff. Even if I made a mistake in my math, and to tell you the truth, there was nobody looking over my shoulder and I didn't cross things out, it's at least 170. It's a lot of tunes, more tunes than people usually do in an average show, I think. Remember the old punk bands that used to do songs that were a minute long? It was great. You could do 30 songs in 30 minutes. I think the Residents did an album like that too. Have you heard the Residents? All I can say is their concept is terrific, and they're great with video, but I haven't never heard any of their music that I enjoyed or would think of playing and presenting to people. They're extremely strange. Frank Zappa is Peter Frampton compared to the Residents. Hey, did you ever see that Indiana Jones movie where he walks out onto he covers a chasm with gravel, and it turns out that there's a glass bridge in front of him? Isn't that great? You have to make the leap of faith. You know that one? It's a heck of a scene. Those are great movies, I must say. I just saw The Hunger Games. It was all right. Action scenes were not filmed the way I like. Too close, can't see what's happening. Folks, it's no secret. 1994? Well, it's no secret anymore. The news is out to every door. No use complaining about the fact. You better gotta deal with it, no matter what. Ain't no use in your trying to keep it. There's no secret. Now you've been holding out on me. I won't give you the third degree, 'cause it's all so obvious. There ain't nothing to discuss. I know you don't believe it, but it's no secret. Read all about it in the Times. Get the lowdown on all that modern crime. And when it happens, you will be there. Keep in touch if you care. I know you will be the first to hear it. It's no secret. Well, that's that. A contraption posing as a fine machine, a vehicle of embarrassment. A placebo taken as a cure-all, a winner headed for debasement. A convenience posing as an inconvenience. He's a snake in the garden of evil. A monster made out of Mondays, a soul beyond retrieval. Recluse at a party, wandering like Moses. We only implement heaven disposes. A man with a thinking problem, stranded on the road to recovery. A full force gale caught in a pile, take him out, he goes robbery. Okay, look out. Here, let me take something out of your way. Don't you wish you could remove things that were in your way at a concert? Boy, I sure do. I often wonder why they let people who are 6'8" stand in front at a concert. Ought to be a law. I mean, sure, they want to see too. However, they can see from almost any place in the room, whereas if you're standing behind them, no matter how close you are, you can't see the show. So, is that fair? I don't know. All you big people, think about it. That's, are you more important than someone else because you're bigger? You decide, right? Now we're going to stay in the corner. We're going to get closer and closer and stay in the corner. Now, this is really hard. I can understand why people don't usually do this. Okay, I'll just walk back and forth. I'll walk in and out of camera range. Nobody will mind. They've seen enough of me. They've seen too much of me, possibly. But I really can't blame myself for that because they can always shut the thing off. They can always go to the ball game, or in some cases they can go to Oprah or some other daytime TV show. Daytime TV, now there's a phenomena for you. Half of the people watching this may be into daytime TV. I don't know. Half of the people watching this probably eat things that I would never dream of eating. I just got a signal. I got a sign. Just give me a sign. There's great variety. I find it quite interesting that the people who hold opinions strongly seem to think that they could somehow persuade everyone to think the way they do. Their argument is the good argument, and the other people are jerks. I see them in the paper. They comment on stories in the Burlington Free Press and the New York Times. They say, those liberal idiots. They think liberals are idiots. I've heard people call the Tea Party names, heard people call Democrats names, people call it Republicans, conservatives, independents. People think everything was great before something came along. There's supposed to be a lot of stuff. There's supposed to be all kinds of things to do and say. And not everyone is supposed to agree. This is the land of freedom. Freedom of opportunity, freedom of worship, freedom to not worship, I think. Yeah, that's everything I've read points to that. You're free, like you can act the way you want to act. Well, up to a point. You don't want to mess other people up. This, I guess, is one of my arguments with the Republicans. They seem to think sink or swim, like first come, first served, or whatever you call it. And this means that some people starve. I don't go for that. I just think suffering is bad. I've suffered, but I would never brag about it. It's not like I suffered a lot. Compared to millions and millions of people, I've been doing great my entire life. I'll put that in perspective for you, if you think of it that way about yourself. Now it's time to bring the show to a close. And because, yes, we're bringing the show to a close, yes. We've got almost, see how I challenge the autofocus. Click. See, it takes it a second to focus on me. Click. It's not doing so well as usual. Maybe it went off. There. It likes that. Folks, I hope you have a great week. And I hope you've enjoyed the show. And I hope that you're happy with all the decisions you make. That about says it. Love ya. Bye. My engineer would rather be safe than sorry. Can you imagine that? Isn't that an engineer-like thing? Of course, I'm the artist. I'm thinking the other thing. It's better to be sorry than safe. You know, it's better to take that leap. Hey, The Fall is a great movie, really quite interesting, and the best 5-year-old actress I've ever seen. She deserves an Oscar. She deserved it back in 2006, but who knows? Maybe she'll get one someday. And now, it's still rolling. I'll just say over and over, it's still rolling. It's still rolling. It's still rolling. It's still rolling. I wonder if I could say it identically enough so that you would wonder if it was a loop. Maybe if I did some irregular motion over and over, it would look like a loop. I don't know. Of course, I'm not really coordinating the audio and the visual parts, but I could, I think. So, I guess that about wraps it up, eh? I mean, there's no telling how long these tapes are, but we do have some idea. And the idea we have is that we are driving towards the edge. We don't have to put on the brakes before we get to the edge because it's not a physical edge. It's a recording edge. You get to a certain point and right in the middle of a sentence, tune in next week.